What's up, everybody? It's Americap here, and I really wasn't sure what to do for today's video. I thought about a lot of different topics, but none of them really spoke to me, and I really wanted to get another video done before this weekend because it's going to be really busy for me. So I just decided to do a rant, and I hope you enjoy it. It's about freedom. You know, I was just in my car today, and as I was driving, I thought just how shitty the world is. And it's not shitty like in the liberal perspective of shitty. Like, it's not like filled with racism and hatred and all this stuff. I mean, it is filled with hatred, but not the kind that they think. What's happened in the world is that our love of liberty, our love of individualism, at least here in the United States, has deteriorated into barbarous collectivism. And it irritates me to my very core that the whole of American society has become ingrained with this doctrine of collectivism, this doctrine that we all need to share and that we all need to be virtuous and kind to one another, which in general are good concepts to hold, but we become so goddamn fixated on this idea of altruism, on this idea of helping everyone, that we've lost sight of individualism. We've lost sight of freedom. And it goes down into just more than that. I mean, you remember when freedom was cool? And a lot of you're thinking, well, what do you know? You sound like just some stupid millennial who doesn't know what he's talking about. But I remember when freedom was cool. It was when I was a kid. We all thought freedom was cool as kids. Remember? Used to say all the time, hey, you know, I just can't wait to get away from my parents and do my own thing and be my own person and just, you know, truly be free. And it was wonderful that you thought that. It's wonderful that you were ingrained with this idea of freedom, this idea of individualism, but the world robbed that away from you. It robbed it through just so many different methods. Either it was your teachers, you know, forcing you to work as a team, which doesn't sound that bad until you realize that it removes your need to contribute because you place it on the group. Everyone in our society is just so goddamn willing to take what is not earned, take what is not theirs, and give it to those who need it, which sounds noble. It sounds wonderful at first. The whole Robin Hood idea, steal from the rich and give to the poor, until you realize that it involves stealing. And stealing is wrong no matter what the reason is. I'm sorry, but this idea that we've created of collectivism, this idea that individuality doesn't matter, this idea that we all just have to be a big team and we all have to think the same and act the same and like the same things and be the same person is garbage. Okay? Collectivism is the idea that we all have to be equally fucking worthless. And it is total garbage. We've created a society that condemns free thought, that condemns individualism, that condemns any form of dissent from the status quo. It's so baffling to me that we're so willing to let go of this idea of freedom, that we're so willing to just give it up to either the Republicans who want to take away personal liberty or the Democrats who want to take away personal liberty and economic liberty. It's so maddening how people are willing to give up freedom that it disturbs me sometimes. Sometimes I get overwhelmed by it all, and I just have to take a break because it's so angering to me that people would give up something so essential as liberty in exchange for security. That people would give up their gun rights because, well, people occasionally shoot others. all right? That people would give up their free speech because somebody said mean things. That people would give up something so crucial to who we are as a nation, to who we are as human beings, that it disturbs me. You know, we've become a society that cares more about feelings than facts, that cares more about making sure we all feel good. And to people like me, the libertarian, the outcast, the person who doesn't feel they belong anywhere in the political spectrum, it can be disturbing. And so, you know, I mean, the other day I was just baffled to see these fat, ugly feminists yell at some poor guy for saying that women tend to be over-emotional. You know, I wanted to just scream, can everybody just shut the fuck up and pop a Midol, all right? But I didn't say it. And why I didn't say it, I don't know. I guess I didn't want to start a fight. But maybe that's what we need to do as a nation, as a people. Maybe we need to stop worrying about what offends others and start caring. We've been going along with it for so long, so goddamn long, that we've all but seen liberty forsaken. And it's disturbing. It really is. It really is. It is possibly one of the saddest things, one of the saddest aspects of humanity. And the worst part is, only the intelligent are able to see it. Only those with intellect great enough and experiences compatible can see how we've lost liberty. And so on top of things like existential dread and the knowledge that we'll all have to die someday, on top of this, we have to deal with the fact that we're slowly losing liberty on a daily basis. And it's horrific. And you may be asking yourselves, Cap, what are we going to do then? You describe all the problems, but you don't describe the solutions. And I'm going to tell you the solution. Stop being a pussy. All right? It's time to stop sitting there and pretending to go along with these awful, awful ideas. It's time to stop sitting there and watch your liberty be taken away from you just because you don't want to start a conflict. Just because you don't want to stand up for yourself, stand up for liberty. I'm guilty of it, and many of the people watching this video, well, the few that are probably guilty of it too. And I think it's time we all need to stand up for liberty. We all need to stand up for our rights. We need to stop caving in to these fuckheads who tell us we need to think otherwise, who tell us that it's a sin to disagree, that tell us that we can't live free because they don't want us to. All right? That's why I called this channel AmeriCap. That's why I call myself the American capitalist, because these are two words that have become just taboo in the English language. All right? To be a capitalist is to be greedy and evil and out for yourself. To be an American is to be a fat slob who cares nothing about patriotism and guns. All right? And I say fuck that. I say I am an American capitalist. And I don't give a shit what you think. And maybe this sounds like a goddamn Alex Jones rant. But I don't give a fuck. I am tired of sitting there and watching my liberties be taken away one by one. I'm tired of having to pretend that these are good ideas when I know they aren't. And I know many people feel the same way too. So, if you really want to stop this, subscribe to the channel. Share it. Subscribe to channels like this. All right? Be part of the revolution. Stop standing there and pretending to go along with terrible things. Stop standing there and trying to avoid conflict, trying to avoid expressing an opinion because you're afraid of what others will think. Speak for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for liberty. What happened to liberty is we let it go because we were too afraid to stand in the face of bad ideas. And so that's what we need to do. We need to stop being afraid of bad ideas. We need to stop being afraid of the collective and stand up for liberty once and for all. So maybe one day we can all stand arm in arm with big smiles on our faces and proclaim once and for all that the emperor has no clothes, that liberty is the most important thing that we can have in a society, and that we are American capitalists. I think that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, this has been AmeriCap, your friendly neighborhood American capitalist. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. I'd love some suggestions for future videos and would really appreciate some input and critique. Thank you.
What will you do without freedom? Will you fight? Fight against that? No! We will run, and we will live. Aye. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!